that's going to be our series. What, just very briefly, in summation of the whole thing, how do you feel? Does it make you more or less wanting to go back and do Band of Brothers? And I
I'd
don't
say
know, what would you
more.
give it out of 10?
Okay. I feel like I'm very, like we've said throughout this podcast, this is a little bit out of the genre of type of show that we usually cover. And again, it's not like a show that was based on like, crafting theories and predictions, and a lot of this stuff really happened, and these are very real emotions and you know, things to discuss and tackle, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought that even
Yeah.
just the watching the show portion was very enjoyable. I think talking about it every week with you was very enjoyable. Interacting with people that consumed the content was very enjoyable. I would say that I feel more compelled now to watch Band of Brothers than I did beforehand. And then to answer the last part, I would say this is like a solid 8.5. And it probably, if just taken through the lens of like what this show could have been, it's probably like a 9.5. Like it's not perfect. Like we said, there's some slower things, but what I could have expected out of a historical, I don't even want to say reenactment, but it's not like a historical drama. It's just like it was pretty much anything I could have asked for, or everything rather I could have asked for.
I guess like a period piece you could
Yeah,
call it, but it kind of is a drama. It's
yeah,
definitely, some of the events were dramatized,
that's
if you
fair.
will. But I would agree. I gave it an 8 out of 10, but like no less than an 8 out of 10. And
Yeah,
I'm trying to stay away from the decimal system, so
that's
I
fair.
will call it a very solid 8 out of 10. And yeah, like you said, it's not what we usually do, but I'm fascinated by World War II. Whenever I'm presented with the media, I find myself going down rabbit holes. And when I hear something like the Norden bomb site, I Google it immediately, and
Yeah,
then that sends me down like four different links, and I'm looking up kind of like the bomber crews. I think this show did a very good job of kind of presenting something that I knew very, very little about, and that's kind of just life as a pilot in World War II, giving us kind of a personal lens with which to look at that life through. And it was just very well done, well acted. The production value was good. It really made you feel things. It was thought provoking. They were hitting all of kind of the nodes that I would want a World War II piece about this to hit. And I think my only complaint is that it kind of did get a little bit slow there, and maybe we could have gotten more action with the Tuskegee, who I still think got a little bit of a disservice
yeah,
here, that we were presented with them and then immediately they are POWs that are just kind of like there.
yeah.
But who knows? Maybe Apple TV will feel compelled to give their story in a different series or something like that. But by no means does that detract from the series as a whole. It was very, very good, and I had a lot of fun covering it with you.
Yeah, yeah. Well said.